Welcome to Crypto Influence, where we give power back to the crypto community. And if that sounded cheesy, I'm sorry. It's because I just read it off a piece of paper, but that is indeed our mission statement, and we mean every ounce of it. So I just want to start by clarifying that Crypto Influence is a 100% free tool. We don't make any money off the platform whatsoever. We don't plan to monetize it. It will always remain free. Now, whenever I clarify that, the first question I tend to get is why? Why is this free? Well, I'm going to explain it, but if you don't want to listen to my annoying voice ramble on for the next 4.5 minutes, you're free to pause the video now and read the text below. It will explain to you exactly who we are, where we came from, and why it's free. But if you do plan to stick with me, then I hope the passion I have for this project will motivate you to join our cause and help us achieve our goals and basically see our vision come to fruition. So what is that vision then? Well, to start, let me introduce myself. My name is Adam Charles, and I am the creative director for Boosto, which is our own cryptocurrency project. If you want to learn more about that, I'm sure you can find a link somewhere on this page, but I assure you it's freaking awesome. But prior to entering the crypto space, we were an influencer marketing company that sold something called SocialBook. And that is exactly what you're looking at right now. Brands would use this to help them determine who the best social media stars were that represent their products. Some of the better stats we offered include daily average views and engagement rates. When combined together, it helps you determine who actually watches the damn channel. So with all this information, brands could make an intelligent decision on who to work with. So around September, brands started asking us for crypto influencers, particularly crypto YouTubers. The issue with this was that prior to that autumn, these channels just simply did not exist. However, come December, several thousand crypto channels appeared out of freaking nowhere. By January, we were receiving so many requests that our inboxes actually looked like spam, but they weren't spam. So we set out to do our jobs. However, we found that our SocialBook algorithm put way too much emphasis on subscriber numbers. And all these crypto channels were brand spanking new, which meant they were all starting on a level playing ground. As such, there was no clear distinction on who was a good YouTuber and who was a bad one. It was literally the Wild Wild West. You see, in other categories like gaming, fashion, or tech, there have been over 12 years of a clear hierarchy to develop. You know, the ones with millions of subscribers are the industry leaders. You know exactly who's on a come up, who's on a downfall, and who has peaked. So, being the good little influencer marketers that we were, we made our mission to fix this issue. And what we determined was that the only way was to stop relying on our robots and actually use some form of human factor. So I went ahead and did what any rational person would do. I ran straight to Reddit, where I met a bunch of great Redditors that introduced me to a bunch of new Telegrams and Bitcoin Talk and a bunch of great Discords. Eventually, I started holding some private phone calls and email conversations with the community, including many of the YouTubers that you see before you. And frankly, I became very pissed off upon hearing horror story upon a horror story of people getting ripped off and scammed because they couldn't tell who a good YouTuber was and who a bad one was. Without a clear hierarchy, it was basically a crapshoot. And that's actually a much larger issue than people in our industry tend to understand, because we usually work in large tech-savvy cities. But say somebody living in Sioux, Iowa, working a blue-collar job and making a damn good living, he goes home, flips on the news, and starts hearing words he doesn't understand, like blockchain or cryptocurrency. Well, the next thing he's going to do is go to Google, where he then has the option of reading a white paper or browsing some news articles. No, he's not going to do any of that. He's going to go to YouTube and hear it explained to him in words that he understands from a person who is relatable. But unfortunately, without any clear hierarchy to let him know who the good YouTubers are, and who the bad ones are, he's listening to people who are giving him bad advice, or he's falling into the trap of scammers whose only intent is to take his money and run away. So I learned very early on that this project, Crypto Influence, would have greater implications than just simply helping us internally become better influencer marketers. So to solve all these problems, we began work on Crypto Influence. But like I said before, we needed to add a human factor into our algorithm to truly make it work. So we began pulling notable community members in the form of journalists, Telegram administrators, high-ranking Redditors, and many of the influencers you see before you, and even some of those that didn't make the list. What we ended up concluding was that blockchain technology is just as amazing as the helpful, passionate people involved within this community. In fact, blockchain technology can solve a lot of the problems that currently exist in the influencer marketing space. So we ended up shifting our focus entirely to the blockchain. That's how we came up with Boosto, which is our social coin that I think is going to change the world, but that's also another story entirely. But with us refocusing the majority of our efforts into Boosto, Crypto Influence was just kind of hanging out there. So I decided to spruce it up, add some more community features, and give it to you guys all for free. We are now just a part of the community as all of you, and this is a tool that can be used to strengthen and improve it. So without further ado, let me talk you through this bad boy right here. On the main page are all the quality influencers, the good YouTubers. With the community's help, we've cherry-picked from a pool of about 5,000 or so. Now, they're currently listed by their boost scores, which is generated a little bit by their profile stat, but mainly by that human factor we talked about, that community involvement, which we plan on maintaining by adding an upvote downvote system to the list. So that community can upvote the profiles they feel add value while downvoting the ones they feel don't. And that leads us straight to the spam influencers, which I think is pretty self-explanatory. I hope that by calling these guys out, I can effectively blacklist them for ever working in the industry again. And even if they delete their accounts, I still have all their stats archived. So if they try to create a new YouTube channel, I will know immediately. But you can help me out by reporting a scammer. Now obviously you can't just report someone you dislike and expect them to hop on the list. There's a method to my madness, but I do need all the help I can get. And that leads us to events and projects, because YouTubers aren't the only ones responsible for taking advantage of people. There are a lot of events and projects that pop out of nowhere, particularly ICOs, with their phony white papers and the fake promises they have no intention of keeping. They're just trying to raise funds or push an agenda and then leave with all your money. Now, it's a little tricky to blacklist the bad ones, but we hope that by highlighting the good ones, by highlighting the events that are worth attending, by highlighting the projects that are worth your support, we can draw the attention away from the bad ones. Now, we don't plan on going away anytime soon. We're going to be adding a lot of cool community features, including an inbox that will allow YouTubers to talk to their fans and fans to their YouTubers. But if you have any better suggestions, please, by all means, let us know. The more the merrier. And if you have any doubts that crypto influence will ever be not free, put them to rest. We monetize off these platforms, which are very successful, so that crypto influence will always be free. And that's about it, guys. So our main goal here is to expedite a hierarchy that will let people know the good entities from the bad ones. And that might seem like a lofty goal, especially when considering it takes several years for a natural hierarchy to form. But when dealing with something as volatile as people's finances, we just can't afford to wait that long. So with your help and support, we can totally get this done. And if that's something that you can get behind, then please join our Telegram. We host a lot of live Ask Me Anythings with your favorite YouTubers, so hop on in and see who's scheduled for a live chat. And also drop me a line and let me know what you think about us and how we can help improve the site. And I really hope that you enjoyed listening to my passion and it shined through and motivated you to come on board and join our community, because when we all unite, we can make the crypto community a better place. I know that sounded cheesy, but I really did mean it. So go ahead and enjoy Crypto Influence. I hope to see you on Telegram, and adios.